This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Salem Hemisphere fifth wheel. This is not a floor plan video, it's more of a how-to video. I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work. Okay. So starting here at the door side rear, you can see we have power stabilizers. One switch controls both rear stabilizers. Okay. Then we have an outside kitchen with a refrigerator. We have running water, and we have a griddle that pulls out. Keep in mind that that hose in there, this is the quick connect LP line for the griddle. So to use it, obviously you have to connect it here, and also, I don't know if you can see it from here, but right over there there's another quick connect to hook it to the LP system on the trailer. Okay, so you have power awning with LED strip, outside speakers. This is the range hood vent for the range hood fan. So if you're going to run that fan, make sure you reach up in there and flip the latches so the baffle in there flaps freely. So if you're venting to the outside, you want that baffle flapping freely. You have TV signal, you have power, and then you have, of course, a mounting plate to mount a TV out here if you choose to. Okay, so this has this trailer has a solar panel and a power inverter. This is right here is the power inverter. There will be ways to operate it inside. We'll talk about that more. This is the solar controller for your solar panel, right? And you can, right now you're getting 14.4 volts. You're gaining 2.7 amps from the sun, which are being stored in your battery. So you can learn all that right here. And of course, this is a kill switch for the battery. It's on right now. You can shut the batteries off if you choose to. And that's a dump hose. Okay. So this inverts power. Inversion is taking 12 volt DC and inverting it to 110 AC. Right, you can run small appliances, or in this case I believe it's probably the refrigerator that runs on AC current. We'll see when we get inside. Two 30-pound LP tanks. Okay. Crank, of course. This is your water hook up here. This is where you bypass the water heater. Right now we're in normal camping mode, but that's where you bypass it at. You can draw your antifreeze into the system when you winterize through this hose here. City water hookup. It's the most common way you get water to the trailer. And you have the fresh water fill right here that you can fill your fresh water tank. If you're camping someplace without city water, you still can have all the plumbing will work. You'll just fill the fresh water tank first, then use the onboard pump to pump the water. This is a black tank flush here. After you dump your black tank, right here, after you dump the black tank, which is toilet water and waste, of course you can flush it out at the dump station by hooking the hose up here at the dump station, turning it on, and letting the water flush it out and clean off the sensors, that sort of thing. But you want to leave the valve open, the dump valve open, to do that. You don't want too much pressure to build up. Cable and satellite through. You have a sprayer, of course. It's a 50 amp system, so you got a 30-foot 50 amp cord, plus we give you a reducer to reduce it down to a 30, and then another one to reduce it to a 20. You can't run the air conditioner on 20, but you can run everything else. Okay, let me see if I can get this off with one hand here. It's going to be a trick. Come on, there we go. Okay, so I'll just set this down for now. This is your water heater. It's a 10-gallon heater. Thing to remember is there's two ways to get water to or to heat the water. One is the 110 volt AC heating element, and the other one is the gas burner. Now it's more common to use the heating element just normally when you're at the campground. You just keep that on and you get hot water. When you're going to shower, usually you'll kick on the burner just so you have more hot water. It's not on demand, but it's has a much faster recovery rate. Okay. So to operate the 110 AC element here, you just turn it on right here. Off, on. It's just a rocker switch, right? So that's where you turn that on. The switch for the gas burner is going to be inside. I'll show you that when we get in there. This is the drain plug / anode rod, and it takes a 1 1/16" 6-point socket to remove that. Never pull the plug when there's hot water in it, and never pull the plug when it's under pressure. You always got to let the pressure out. The important thing to remember is you can't run this without water in the tanks, the hot water tank. So, you know, if you're camping in the spring and you're not going to camp till the fall, you would normally just pull the plug out and let this drain. So when you're getting ready to go on your next trip and you put the plug in, you always got to remember to fill the water heater tank before you turn it on. Never run it dry or else you'll damage it, okay? So keep that in mind. Let's move a little farther down here. That's your slide rooms. Secondary tanks or tanks in the rear, which is going to be, let me see, let me look back here real quick. I want to get this right. Yeah, so you have a rear black tank also, which would be for this toilet right here. And the flush for this one is right here. So you got two separate black tank flushes because you have two toilets, therefore you have two tanks, okay? Okay, rear entrance to the bathroom. You can see up there there's housing for a backup camera, so it's pre-wired for a Furrion backup camera kit if you're interested in that. You have a ladder here, which is great. It makes it easy to inspect the roof. The manufacturer states you should inspect it every every 60 to 90 days. You need someone to go up there and look for any kind of damage or separation where water can get in. Look at the roofing material and roofing components, all the attachments, make sure they weren't damaged by, let's say, low branches or road debris. Just stay ahead of any potential problems. It should be part of your regular maintenance, okay? Okay, so let's go inside. This device right here is the power inverter, or excuse me, the power converter. I showed you the inverter. Most trailers have this here. This is the converter. It does just the opposite. An inverter inverts 12 volt DC to 110 AC. This one does the opposite. It goes from 110 AC to 12 volt DC. So you have regular panel here, and you have your circuit breakers like you'd have at home, and they're all labeled. This is 110 AC. And then the power is converted to 12 volt DC here, so you got 12 volt fuses, and they're labeled. This is also a battery tender. So it'll always keep your battery up front charged. It senses what kind of energy it needs, how much, and it'll always keep it charged. So when you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle charges your battery. When you're plugged in, this power converter charges it, and the solar panel will continue to charge it as it can, depending on the conditions, the time of day, that sort of thing. Okay? Here we have the main control panel here, your awnings and your slide outs. Lights. So I told you can pump water out of the fresh water tank. That's done right there. That's the pump. You also use this to winterize the trailer. Alright. Your water heater on gas is right here to light it on gas. There's your fault light there. Remember I told you to light it on, or to turn on the electric heating element. It's the rocker switch in the lower left hand corner. You have tank heaters, so all your holding tanks are heated to extend your camping season. You turn those on there. And then of course you check all your levels here, just like every other trailer, okay? Alright. Okay, so TV. The thing is, this if you can see it, there's a green LED there. You always want that on. There's a button right next to it. You can shut it off, but you always want that on. If you don't have that on, you won't get a good TV signal. Your sound here, it has AM FM radio, right? It plays discs, as you can see. It has a USB drive. It also has Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone to your tablet. And has two speaker zones, A and B. A is inside the trailer, B is outside the trailer. Below it is your your fireplace, this would be the remote for the fireplace. These are TV remote here, and this is your sound remote here. So you turn this on right there. It's very simple. So let me show you what some of these do here. You see low. I hope you can see that. And then, of course, whoops. That seems to be the problem here. Do I need a new battery? No. And that's high. Those are fan speeds. So right now it's on high and it's really kicking out the heat because it has a fan. It has a timer, just so you can see, you can set it to turn on and turn off. Okay. Okay, let me do it this way. This way you can set the color of the crystals, right? Then you can change the color of the flame, and then the timer, of course. I'll check the batteries in this. I think they might just be getting a little low. It works, but it kind of hesitates sometimes, so I'll look into that. Okay. But anyway, it's a really good space heater. You have a hide-a-bed here. You pull the back cushions off, you grab it down here and unfold it, drop the legs. You got a nice hide-a-bed. This table turns into a bed, so you can drop the tabletop down to the cleats down here, and you can fill in the space with the cushions, and you got another bed. And of course, we'll come in here in a minute, but you have a huge bunk room in this one. Alright, so you have a microwave, which works like every other microwave. This is your range hood with a fan and a light. So if you want to vent to the outside using the fan, make sure you open the baffle on the outside vent there. I don't know if he's got gas on right now, so if not, I'll just talk you through this. But you have 3 knobs here for the 3 burners. This last one is for the oven, and this is the sparker. You turn it clockwise to spark. So I don't see, let me see if he's got it on. No. But if it was on when I clicked it, it'll start right up. When it comes to the oven, there's a pilot light back there on the bottom at the back. So you would go to the picture of the pilot light, depress it, keep it held, light it. Once you see the light, the flame light, you still hold it for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to operating temperature. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. Okay, and then you have off here and on with the. There should be 2 lights. Just the blue light, the oven light, and then off. Okay, so I told you that the refrigerator, or that the inverter ran the refrigerator. In fact, this one does. So that's what your inverter is for, to keep this going. When you're pulling, it'll take power from the battery, and of course, when you're, like I said, when you're towing, your tow vehicle is going to be charging the battery. When you're plugged in, the inverter will be charging the battery. So, or I mean the converter. Excuse me, the converter will be charging the battery. Always travel with this down, closed. This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green like it is. If not, get it serviced. Okay, let me shut this off here. Look, kicking out the heat here. Okay. So yeah, if your carbon monoxide LP gas detector goes off, you just take everybody outside, shut the appliances off, leave the door open, and shut the gas off at the front, then figure out what's going on. Your keys are hanging here on the faucet. There's 2 thermostats for the 2 different zones in the trailer. They work like all thermostats in that you hit the mode button to light it up, then you just keep poking the mode button till you get to the system that you want. Okay? Alright, so you have obviously 1 bunk here. This bunk here folds up if you need to. You can fold it up and latch it right there. And this one down here, this sofa, also folds flat into a bed. So there's 3 potential beds back here, or 2 beds and a sofa, depending on how you configure it. Your TV will go here, okay, and back out here to the rear bathroom that we talked about briefly. You have a sink and a shower, and the toilet sits right over a black tank like they all do. You have a flush pedal here. So when you get to the campsite, if your black tank will have been flushed already, so it's empty, you can't use it, the toilet dry. So you put a dose of chemical in the bowl, then you step on the pedal, and let at least a gallon of water flow into the black tank below along with the chemical, then you're ready to use it. You never use it dry. If you do, the smell will be terrible, plus it'll be clogged up. So you always want to remember that each toilet has to have chemical and water in it, at least a gallon of water before you start using it. Okay. Come back up here to the main bathroom. Here. So, same rules for the toilet. Chemical and water, at least a gallon. You have remotes for your fan up here. And the lid on it opens and closes here, and then you can turn the fan on and off from here. Water, or light, I'm sorry. This is a GFCI. There'll be 2 of them probably in this trailer. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI, even the one on the outside. So if you're using something outside and it pops, you're going to reset it in here. Okay? Alrighty. Bedroom. The bed has storage underneath, as you can see. There's a separate button for your slide room here. Second air conditioner here. Okay. I should turn the light on. Maybe I did not. So you have this section here is plumbed for and wired for a washer dryer or either a stackable or a combo. Okay. This is just telling you that this is prepped for a Wi-Fi signal booster. If you were to go, you can go to this kingconnect.com, look at their products. But basically, what you would get would consist of an antenna for the roof, a Wi-Fi antenna for the roof, and a router that goes here. It just gives your family, if you use a lot of Wi-Fi, it's a good idea to look into it anyway, because it does give you much better Wi-Fi. Okay, all these need to be latched like this. Okay, this is just regular wardrobe over here. Got a rail to hang your stuff on, and shoes, place for shoes and folded stuff. So you got everything you need. Okay. Sorry about my camera work. I should just automatically say that all the time because sometimes gets away from me. A backer plate and hookups for another TV here. All right. I think that about covers it. We're going to walk back. So when I said you can control the inverter from here, when I was looking in the front pass-through, that was incorrect because it inverts just for the refrigerator. So it's always, anytime it's always using. Let's say it this way: it's always inverting 12 volt DC to 110 AC to keep your refrigerator cool. Okay. And like I said, the controls for your solar panel are in the front pass-through. There's literature for every component in this trailer. Plus, if you're really interested, like there was a Go Power up there. I think your solar system was Go Power. So you can go to their website, and they got tons of stuff, more than you know. I've read just about the whole site, and it's huge. So, okay. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof. You want to do that every 60 to 90 days to stay ahead of any potential problems. That's standard with owning a trailer, and people generally don't do it enough. And right now there's no antifreeze in the system. It's been purged and replaced with fresh water. Your water heater is in camping mode. The valves on the back are in camping mode, and it's filled with water, so it's all ready to go. Remember, do not run your water heater without water in the tank, okay? Thank you.